ancient city of Varanasi. You really get to experience the old way of life. So here I am in the cycle rickshaw, going through the gullies. Hello, namaste everyone. I finally in the holy city of India. I've been wanting to visit this city for the longest time, but somehow it always felt very overwhelming. I was very intimidated by the idea, which doesn't make any sense because I've been traveling to so many different places, so many different countries. So coming to Varanasi should have never been so overwhelming, but it was. But I guess that's what it is when you haven't got that invitation from the divine, from Lord Shiva. Where they call Varanasi Rudrabhumi, land of Lord Shiva. So unless you get that invitation from Lord Shiva, from Kal Bhairav, who is the policeman or the protector of this land, nobody can enter, nobody can leave. So I guess that's why I used to have all these feelings of like being overwhelmed, like as if this was impossible. I've been in the city for just over 24 hours, and at first I was like, oh wow, it's a bit overwhelming. It's India, it's packed with people, traffic, and everything. However, this morning I came to this particular ghat. I will reveal what ghat this is, and I just immediately fell in love with the place. There is something about this place. I decided to come back here in the evening. It's 5 in the evening, and I have to say the energy of the place at 5 in the morning and 5 in the evening is so different. It feels like two different worlds. When I came back here, this very spot in the morning was like a piece of heaven, and it's still very nice. You see, it's nice, it's beautiful, but I really feel like I'm in a different place right now. I still enjoy it, I still love it, and this is one of the quieter ghats. Ghat here is called Panch Ganga Ghat, so 5 Ganga. So it's basically Ganga and 5 other rivers. It's supposed to believe to be the meeting point for 5 rivers over here. This is beautiful, and I've decided to use this as my base for sort of chanting and meditation every morning. In terms of ghats, this is definitely, I found my place. I found my place in Varanasi or Kashi, Banaras. This is it. So Varanasi is literally 2 different cities, one by day and one by evening. The evening time is much more like any other tourist destination where, it's a very good positive energy. You see people taking pictures, tourists hanging around, boating trips. I mean, the energy, the buzz, very, very nice. And, around sunset, the breeze, the sights, spectacular experience. Aside from the ghats and the temples, one other thing that you find a lot of in Varanasi is ashrams, mutts. They're similar to ashrams, but they're learning centers where monks live and study all day, so on and so forth. And gurukuls, or learning centers for children. And as I was strolling along the ghats, I came across one such ashram in the Tulsi Ghat. And I met one such teacher who lives here in Varanasi in one of these ashrams. It was actually a Gurukul, a teaching center for young children.
काशी नगरी ज्ञान की नगरी है और यहाँ मोक्षदायिनी भागीरथी माँ गंगा विराजमान है। यहाँ जो भी लोग रहते हैं, कहा गया है काशी मरणांत मुक्ति। यहाँ जो लोग रह गए हैं, जो लोग रह जाते हैं, यहाँ के वासी हो जाते हैं, उनको मुक्ति मिल जाती है,
हर किसी को
मोक्ष मिल जाती है, हर किसी को
जो वो जिंदगी में जानबूझ के भी कुछ गलती किया उनको भी,
सबको काशी की मुक्ति मिल जाती है।
I always came with the notion that Varanasi was the city of death. People come here to die. But when this person was saying that this is the city of knowledge, that really got me thinking. And then I came across this astrologer. And astrology is the knowledge of the unseen factors that impact our life. So we started to talk, and the simple conversation turned into something really profound. We started talking about life, karma, and how astrology comes into all of it. So the first thing I asked him when he mentioned astrology is simple. What is astrology? And he was like, well, it's sort of a cosmic map, a mirror to your soul. And he said that when you're born, the stars and the planets are positioned in a certain way to reflect your energy. The positioning of these stars and planets a certain way is determined by your past karmas. And speaking about karma, he said, our life is not just a sum total of our actions in this life, but we carry residue of past actions from previous lifetimes, both good and bad. What you plant in one life, you harvest in another life. And that just hit home for me because in my own journey, understanding karma has been deeply healing. There were times when I tried everything. I worked hard. I stayed focused. I did all the right things, but nothing seemed to work. And I completely had my self confidence shattered. So it was then that I turned to astrology, and astrology helped me make peace with that. It showed me that sometimes it's not you, it's the energy of past karma playing out. It really helped me stop blaming myself. Sometimes the chart also offers guidance, rituals, mantras, small realignments. Other times it just tells you, look, this period, you just need to let it pass, just to trust, and eventually things do work out. I'm always careful though not to just blindly and fully rely on astrology because I have read a lot as well where they say astrology is only a guide and there's lots of things that can be changed. There's some things that can't be changed, like, for example, the family you're born into, the appearance that you're born with, sometimes birth defects. These things you can't change, but there will be several other things that you can change with remedies. And so it's always important to continue to do your karma and most importantly to have your spiritual practice because that will give you the insight as to okay, this is karma, I need to just take it easy for this period, or no, I need to pursue this in a slightly different way because of my karma. So it's really important to never ever ever stop your spiritual practice no matter what. If any of you watching have had a similar experience where you've tried everything, but you're simply not getting the results that you're expecting, have you ever considered astrology? Or, did you try something else that worked for you? I'd love to know. Please put them in the comments so that we can all read and learn. And if this resonated with you, like, share, consider subscribing. See you in the next video. Thank you.